Briar's Tennis Pro Shop, right next door.
And Ryan will go up against the native of San Diego.
Obviously, the disappointment etched on his face.
It's a tough time for that. He had that double fault also in the game before, 30-15.
And that's one of the things I think as a player you come out of World Team Tennis with, and that's the understanding of the value of a point. Because every point is so incredibly valuable.
That's true. You know, if you can stay in the moment, obviously that's easier said than done, but it's the thing that everybody's trying to do out here when you're playing any sport, really. Stay in the moment, forget about the score. You can take some of those things out of play, but clear things for O'Mara to work on.
Because you don't have the luxury of getting to deuce, add, deuce, add. You know, you get to deuce and it's 1 point.
Right. I mean, on the main tour also is no add, so for the doubles players, so he should be used to those situations.
So here's Harrison taking on Nakashima in the men's singles.
Big forehand there from Ryan Harrison. Harrison, on the other hand, in that double set, served quite well. That Love 40 game he came back in was a fantastic display of some big serves. There's another one right there, 125 up the tee. Harry's first ace singles.
(30-15).
fantastic backhand returns there from Brandon Nakashima. That shot is so solid. Taking another look at this sideline call. Harry doesn't like it.
Yeah, we have the 12 Hawkeye cameras around the stadium producing the calls, and also computers that generate the audio, the sound of the linesperson making the call. And you can see it just catching the outside edge of the line. Tough to challenge Hawkeye.
Good offensive tennis there from Brandon Nakashima, hitting that forehand a little bit bigger than I'm used to seeing him hit the ball. Backhand up the line there to finish that point off.
All right, a deciding point. The net cord ace. That's a deciding point.
Nice little drop shot serve to finish that game off at deuce.
Too
Time
good
for that.
First game,
Nakashima sees the court pretty well at least, but not that well.
Ryan's going, yeah, I enjoyed that. Did you?
I'll take it.
And with all the innovations we've seen in World Team Tennis that have made their way onto the tour, you just wonder, can you see the let cord in play at the All England Club? Semifinals of the women's singles, and a net cord decides the match.
Yeah, I think Wimbledon will be the last place that adopts a rule like that.
Why?
Well, because Wimbledon is all about tradition, and I actually am all for tradition of our sport. I didn't even love it. They changed the final five in the fifth set from advantage scoring. I quite liked it going deep. I don't think it really affected the tournament all that much.
Yeah, a few select matches, perhaps. I do like that there is an end. I know they've given a few more games before they do have the tiebreak at least.
Yeah, it's 12 now, so it's fair. I mean, at least you can go pretty far, pretty deep in the sets for that fifth set. I think the argument for the let cord being just played in regular tournaments is the fact that sometimes there's a degree of error that happens from the machine going off from wind, or they make a mistake on the call.
Sensational point. Remember, Harrison missed almost half the year last year. That's why his ranking is so far down.
Nice deep forehand here from Harry, getting forward quickly on that short ball. Love it when he uses that speed offensively. We'll see him often use those great wheels that he's got defensively. Good stuff right there from Ryan Harrison, just tracking those balls down. A couple of good gets to stay in that point.
Yeah, I think Nakashima does enjoy the higher ball. He likes pace. He seems to enjoy it when guys hit with him. But he can flatten out that higher ball.
Yeah, he can. Some of those off-pace balls that Ryan Harrison is able to hit, the little heavier forehands, the slices, can be something that Nakashima won't deal with quite as easily. He redirects the ball's pace with the ball extremely well.
Yeah, that last error came on an underspin backhand from Harrison. So Ryan's got a couple of breakpoint chances.
Ladies and gentlemen, San Diego was now taking a Geico timeout.
A little bit of gamesmanship out here. Coach Lloyd going with the timeout.
Look at Ryan and John are really enjoying this. They're like, oh yeah, you can ice us. We're going to ice you guys.
Come on, we're not afraid to take the joke.
It's like Bill Belichick and somebody.
It's a nice forehand there from Nakashima coming forward offensively. Good effort from Harrison to make that return.
I'm behind in the score. Deciding point. Excellent ball up the line to get the break. So 2-love, and you can see how the match score moves to 6-5. Here's a look at some of the innovations that have been a part and feature of World Team Tennis. Men and women playing equal roles. Hawkeye line live in 2018. All the lines people reduced to just the 2 officials. Super tiebreak, extended play. That service clock. That was an important part of the professional tour, the addition of that, on-court coaching. And Big Brother is watching the lines for us.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic test bed for a lot of different kinds of things that can be good in our sport. Works extremely well with team tennis. They're not afraid to test a few things out, try things a little bit differently.
Is that something we'll see at the U.S. Open this year, you think? More Hawkeye on all the courts without all the lines people?
I think we're going to see it a lot at the U.S. Open. I think they've installed that on most of the courts.
I think people are going to be happy with it. You're not going to have as many sort of argumentative moments.
Well, again, go back to tradition. I like to see the linesmen and umpires out on the court. Visually, I think it adds to our sport. However, right now, with COVID and everybody trying to be as safe as possible, this is the best format we can possibly use, no question. You know, I think sport is about human error and figuring out a way past that. I think that at some point you don't want to take all of that out. Right now with what's happening in the world and in sport, we need this kind of a system. I'm not sure in the future, when things get back to normal, hopefully soon, I would be as for it. I like it as a challenge. I like to have it. I like to have the players make those challenges. Let's bring another great backhand there from Brandon Nakashima.
15-40.
Chance to get right back on serve for Nakashima. That return is so solid.
So Ryan Harrison trying to hang on to this break advantage. He's got a couple of break points he has to face. Nakashima missing one of his best shots, the backhand.
Sabine Lisicki giving him a little advice there. Nice forehand to finish that game off there from Nakashima.
San Diego leads 2 games.
Harrison doing a good job here with the underspin, but Nakashima had the good answer to that. Nice net clearance on that forehand. A little tougher off that underspin backhand from Harrison, but well measured on this one.
Always fun to watch players when they're off the ball. When the ball's down the other end of the court, you can see how much work they put in preparation for the ball coming back to them.
15 love.
First ace for Nakashima.
Nice serve out wide to open up the court for the easy put away forehand.
Made many of those today, the unforced error.
Ryan having a little chat with Coach Lloyd there. Likes those checks and balances with his tennis.
Uh-oh, Hawkeye down.
Big second serve there from Brandon Nakashima. Nice play into the forehand side of Ryan Harrison. Was looking for a backhand there. Good change up.
Strong serve from Nakashima. The Chicago smash from a breakdown. Even in the men's singles, 2 games all. Beautiful setting here at the Greenbrier. Allegheny Mountains, the beautiful drop back for this event. Here's a look at the universal tennis ratings between Harrison and Nakashima. This is based on the last 30 matches over the last 12 months, and Harrison has not played as much tennis, so you can see his rank is down the list. You can go to myutr.com, check out the rankings. It's very interesting to see how the players are rated and who's in the best form. And the women's side, as well as juniors and college players.
That's just another great backhand from Nakashima, just getting that racket through. Stays nice and low on that ball. Creating a lot of pace and depth on that one. fantastic feel from Nakashima, seeing that he had Harrison pushed back in the court. Shorter ball available to him because of those great returns and ground strokes. That one on the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, San Diego head coach John Lloyd is calling Letco timeout. Letco proud sponsor of World Team Tennis. San Diego.
Yeah, Geico timeout. Just to allow Ryan a pause. Maybe take some of the momentum, the wind out of Nakashima's sails.
Just so solid there from Nakashima. Willing to stay in those points as long as it takes. Harrison going to the slice to try to throw him off a little bit, but Nakashima has adjusted. He's given himself a little bit more net clearance on those forehands.
Yeah, starting to feel the pressure from Nakashima.
123 up the tee.
And that could be the possible answer. Take the racket out of Brandon's hands.
It's a good answer. He needs 3 more of them.
I think it was Boris Becker. He was asked how he was able to hit so many important aces on big points, and he says, I had to. I needed to.
It's a great answer.
Yeah, necessity can drive you to produce.
We might be listening to you, Leaf, because that's the 3rd great serve from Harry in a row. Where will Nakashima take this return? Well, Ryan Harrison's gone tee a couple times here. Does Nakashima cover that serve?
Great game from Harrison.
That's some fantastic focus right there from Ryan Harrison to get through a game like that, have to win 4 straight points. Nice execution on this forehand, going to a big part of the court. Didn't need any more than that.
Yeah, he sort of held it until the very last second, until maybe he saw Nakashima move. 3-2.
Nakashima with a broken string there. I was actually wondering why he chipped that forehand. You don't see him do that very often.
We haven't seen too many broken strings over the course of these 19 days of tennis. Not like the old days when they used to string the rackets with gut tennis strings. Those used to break more frequently.
Yeah, I remember putting those stringlings in my gut racket, trying to keep them alive just a little bit longer. Now you see players switching with the new balls often in matches. Their strings, so that you don't break in matches. I was pretty hard-headed. If I liked a racket, I wanted it to keep its life alive as long as possible.
So here's another Geico timeout. If you're playing great and that racket you're using is a perfect extension of your hand, why would you want to change it?
Exactly. I always worried that the next wouldn't play quite the same.
I think it was Ivan Lendl who first, the great Czech star, to the U.S. who started changing his rackets all the time. Wasn't he one of the first guys?
He did.
He made a lot of stringers very rich. When you see stringers driving Mercedes and living in big houses, you know,
Good for them.
The world has changed.
Those guys work hard. They're doing a lot of rackets. Good serve there from Nakashima. Needed it at love 30. That's a big one right there from Ryan Harrison, tracking that ball down and executing.
15-40.
Love it when he flattens that forehand out through the court on the cross court. Harrison will have 3 break points here. That amazing comeback in the last
He gets the break. That's a shot from Nakashima over the baseline. That's 4-2 for the Aviators. We spoke a little bit about the stringing that goes on. Of course, that's taken care of here as well. You can see these men hard at work getting these rackets strung. It's quite an art, and these guys can do it fairly quickly.
It is quite an art, one I never had learned to do. Do you know how to string a racket, Leaf?
I can string a racket, but probably not particularly well.
I mean, players, including myself, are very fickle about how they want the string tension to be, and you have to mess around with it, especially when you're at altitude. It goes a little bit tighter, perhaps. Harrison with that miraculous comeback in that last service game from love 40. Now he sees himself at 4-2 for the Aviators. Chance here to get ahead in this match. This is where if you're Ryan Harrison, you take a little bit of time, make sure you measure your spot, pick your spot on the serve. He did it when he's down love 40 4 times in a row. Do it here, serve this out. It's all on his racket. Nice serve out wide right there, opened up by so many good serves up the tee.
And he was serving and volleying. He was coming in behind that, so trying to change it up a little bit. We don't have the luxury of ball kids out here, so he had to take care of that himself.
Nice forehand from Nakashima. Seemingly nerves of steel out there. Not much emotion on the court. I've seen a few smiles from him in this team tennis format, but very focused individual. Harrison did not get enough on that backhand, the first point of that, first strike of that last point. Good tennis there. Good first strike tennis for Harrison. Big serve, set it up. A couple of set points here for the Aviators.
And watching Harrison, I feel like, okay, maybe he didn't have all the results he wanted this year. The team struggled, but I think his level of play has been pretty high.
I agree with you, Leaf. I think he looks like he's playing very well. That forehand looks better than it has in a long time. He's injury-free. These are all good things for Ryan Harrison. What a lob. Granted, Nakashima's not out of this one yet. Nakashima's shot selection is often so on it.
Clap those hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for another deciding point.
Yeah, up over that backhand wing, one of the toughest shots in tennis. Got Nakashima the point. Kamal Murray having a word with his teenage player. He'll turn 19 August 3rd, so will he be flying home with a King trophy? Harrison made him volley, and Nakashima got it done. What a recovery, saved a couple of set points.
That's just a gutsy play right here for Nakashima. Getting in there, nice first volley, laying waste to that easy forehand volley there. It's a good play at deuce. I understand the frustration from Ryan Harrison there, but he didn't play a bad game.
No, he didn't. It was Nakashima who came up with some good stuff.
Nakashima really came up with some good stuff exactly right there.
That's 30 love. Looks like we got a 9-point tiebreaker beckoning. And the temperature starts cool in the morning, but the sun burns through. I've been kicking on the bench trying to get a bit of protection from the sun.
Nice serve there for 40 love. Yeah, there was quite a bit of mist out this morning. It was very cool on the grounds here at the Greenbrier. Turning into one of those beautiful days here in West Virginia. Nice day to do a few things on the grounds out here, or go to the pool. They only let a few people in, keeping everybody socially distant.
Nice effort from Nakashima. Bounces back and forces a 9-point tiebreak. So this will be a big moment in terms of the match score, and maybe a moment of momentum heading into the mixed doubles next. Well, here we get to the 9-point tiebreak, and all the Chicago Smash have come off the bench. They're over with there they are. They're all together trying to support Nakashima here. Big moment.
Kamau Murray and I would guess Bethany Maddox-Sands have, because she's such a great team player, such a great personality. I think that they've created a fantastic team dynamic, really standing behind their players that are involved in the sets being played. Nice positivity from them, and a great backhand there from Nakashima.
It's hard not to get behind a guy like Nakashima. I mean, look at the shot he's producing here. I mean, this is almost like a routine backhand for him.
That is a routine backhand for him. The return was fantastic to set that up, though, allowing him to get inside the baseline there on that backhand. It was good depth on that one. Nice D there from Harrison.
2-1, San Diego.
So San Diego 2-1 with Harrison. Returning one more serve. Nakashima, of course, behind the scenes of the Chicago Smash. Jocelyn Davey doing a great job, not only with the team, but also with WTT. One of the many moving parts that have made this season so special.
And there from Ryan Harrison, finding the line. Big time for it.
Yeah, he took a page out of Nakashima's book, and just more evidence of how well Harrison's been playing.
Yeah, it's been an interesting set of tennis out here. A couple of breaks, some opportunities for both guys. Look at that, up 2-0, then down love 42-all, comes back to build a 4-2 lead. Now we're in a tiebreaker.
Yeah, we've had 4 breaks of serve.
It's kind of amazing. You don't see that very often, but they weren't bad breaks. It wasn't double faults and things like that. It was actually good tennis from both guys to get in and out of those situations. Ryan Harrison with a couple serves here to finish this one off.
Never a good time for a double and a tiebreak. Of course, Harrison looks across the net, sees a young teenager. Of course, he was just 15 when he made his ATP Tour debut. That's a nice serve. Got some set points now. Yeah, so he's been around the game for a long time. 28 years of age.
That's definitely a good response to hitting a double fault there in the last point. Harrison and the Aviators here with 3 set points. Nakashima will serve them all.
It's over the baseline. Now Ryan Harrison, in the end, he gets the set. It was definitely a roller coaster ride. Harrison had break advantages on 2 occasions, lost it, but won the tiebreak 5-4. 2 Americans squaring off in the men's singles. A good set of tennis. Mixed doubles is next.